Hi guys, and welcome to the horror room. I was gonna jump scare you with my chainsaw, but it doesn't work. I think I need new batteries. Hopefully there's no battery acid in here. I should probably check that. I'll do it later though. Anyways, so we're here to talk about another set of variants that I have for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Uh, Tobe Hooper's fantastic debut film. He's had other successful films since then, but this is the one that kind of kickstarted his career and definitely made an impact in the horror industry. It came out before Halloween, and that and Halloween were two of the most iconic films, not of just the decade, but of all time. So let's talk about Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Of course, let's start with the Laserdisc release that I have. By who else? Elite Entertainment. They definitely prove that they are elite when it comes to Laserdiscs. Because, of course, you have this beautiful gatefold. And then you have the back with the family right there. What can you say about this film? It's grimy, it's greasy, it's well, it's not really gory. That's something that Texas Chainsaw and Halloween have in common. Even though they're very upsetting, suspenseful, disturbing, if you will, there's not a lot of violence in them. Especially for a movie about a guy who hacks people up with a chainsaw. And there's some good jump scares for back in the day. This is a good Laserdisc to own, especially if you're a fan of this movie. I've actually watched that one, and it is a great version of it. Then we have the Castle Hill Productions release of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This is unrated and unedited, or uncut and unedited, MPI home video. Now, most people know about the media release, which was, I think, the original way it was released. I don't have that one, but this one, if you notice the little sticker right there, was one that I rented from Family Video back in the day. And I think I already told this story when me and my pal Sketchy were talking about our memories, but it's worth bringing up again. When I rented this movie, I rented this and Freddy Got Fingered, which that's a hell of a combo. But I remember this movie definitely had an impact and definitely stayed with me. And the sequels did, of course. Now, I am going to be talking a little bit about the remake. Not its sequel, though, or prequel, because it was the beginning. But the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake, which was directed by Marcus Nispel. But it was produced by Michael Bay. Michael Bay helped produce this, the Nightmare on Elm Street remake, and the Friday the 13th remake with Platinum Dunes. And I honestly thought that they did pretty good. And out of all three of them, I think most people agree that this is the best one, with probably Jason coming a close second. And most people don't like the Freddy one for good reasons. I don't think it's that terrible, but I do agree that this is the best remake out of all of them. And this is a damn fine remake that's a lot of fun. It doesn't just go beat for beat, and it actually has some good characters, good suspense. So let's move on to the DVDs. Now, I would be remiss to mention, if I didn't mention this, that these are both, different release. Like, they look like different releases, but they're both by MPI and Pioneer. And these are the exact same release, just different packaging. This one is kind of weird. It's got the chains on the cover. It's got like a shine to it. Now, it does come with a booklet, which isn't like much of a booklet. It's just like that. And I think this one has kind of something similar. I don't know if it says the same exact thing. Let me check. The horror movie to end them all. They say the exact same thing. Except this one, the the chainsaw release, as I'm going to call it, has a couple quotes. Let's go ahead and read those real quick. One of the key films of modern horror and the most purely horrifying horror movie ever made. Thanks for that. So yeah, these are the exact same release. I guess you just have to decide whether you want the shiny chainsaw release or the poster release. I will say that the back, it's a lot easier to read. It's got some great stills. This one, I mean, it's not hard to read, but I don't know, it's just kind of bland. It did for meat eating what Hitchcock did for shower taking. Did it though? Not really. And that's a quote they have on both of these, so they really liked that quote. And it's from Marilyn Beck from Hollywood. Okay, thanks, Marilyn. So those ones are okay, but then you have this 2-disc Ultimate Edition steelbook, and normally I don't like steelbooks, but there's something about this one that I really do enjoy. It's by Dark Sky Films. Now, I want to say it was last year, maybe it was earlier this year. I'm getting confused, but they have a pretty sure it was Dark Sky that released it, an anniversary edition that came with a chainsaw replica, not this Spirit Halloween one that I got. And for the price that you pay, it's a pretty solid set, but it's like, do you really need the giant chainsaw? But it is nice, and I'm like, man, if I had the room or the money for it, totally. But yeah, this is a good release. It's got the film in new high definition. It's got feature-length commentaries. It's got Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Shocking Truth documentary, The Flesh Wounds documentary, a tour of the house with Gunnar Hansen, rest in peace, deleted scenes, outtakes, blooper reel, outtakes from The Shocking Truth documentary. Okay. And yeah, this is a very good set. Now, they also have the documentary about the original movie that's coming out or out right now, and I cannot remember for the life of me what it's called off the top of my head. I know Patton Oswalt is one of the people they interviewed, which is kind of random. But you got the discs. I'm pretty sure there was supposed to be a booklet in this, but I don't have the booklet. I think I have a friend who does, but he ain't coming off of it. So, I guess I'll never know. Then we have the remake from New Line Platinum Series. This special edition version is fantastic, and I'm going to show you why. It says, you want scary? This is scary. This is one of the first horror remakes that I did end up seeing, and I went and saw this and Kill Bill in theaters, and fell in love with both those movies, and these are still two of my favorite movies to this day. And this release is fantastic. Let me show you. It folds out, and oh gosh, it's huge. It's like the big chainsaw blade. You got your first and second disc, which we'll talk about what's on those in a second. You've got this steel little, 3D, it's like tin, I don't know. It's a little metal sign. That's cool. And, people tend to make these now with AI images, but they just said, hey, throw this in there. But you got this really cool, like, evidence envelope, and it's got some photographs, and on the back it's like evidence. So you got all these like still images from the remake when they're going into the house and taking photos with that camera. I can't do the camera sound, but you get the idea. You got that very disturbing close-up of Leatherface. So I think this is a pretty cool thing to include. It's, nothing super fancy. It's not a comic book. It's not a poster, but it's appreciated. So yeah, you got that little cool thing in here. Now, let's see if I can close this back up. It's so finicky. It's got DVD-ROM extras. Remember those? Script-to-screen exclusive features. New Line Internet. Ooh, the Internet. Yeah. So we're going to put this up if I can. There we go. And it has the 3 feature-length commentaries, blah, 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 alternate opening and ending, so that's interesting. Severed parts, deleted scenes, documentary on what was cut from the film and why. That's something you don't see a lot of. Sometimes they do. They'll do little commentaries over the deleted scenes, but most of the times it's not needed. You know why they cut it. It's like doesn't further the plot. It's not interesting. Maybe it conflicts with something that the characters do or say later. Then you have Chainsaw Redux Making a Massacre, a comprehensive feature-length documentary covering the film's origins, casting, and production. Ed Gein, The Ghoul of Plainfield, shocking documentary on the real killer that inspired the film. Now that's pretty cool that they included that, even though Texas Chainsaw, Psycho, and Silence of the Lambs all kind of originate from the idea of Ed Gein. But they kind of fabricate things and take some liberties. It's not like the exact thing. Like Ed Gein wasn't swinging a chainsaw around and dancing like a maniac. He could have been, but I don't think he was. Screen tests, art galleries, and a music video. So that was another thing you had with these 2000 horror movies and the remakes. You had all these metal music videos. So pretty cool. And last but not least, we have the 40th Anniversary Collector's Edition. I love that the box is it's like the door that you open. And then on the back, there's the closed door. So you can put it in there. Like, oh my gosh, it's the door. But I think it's better to show Leatherface. So you take a look in there. It's got this nice still images. And this has DVD and Blu-ray versions of everything. It's got the DVD of the movie and the bonus features, as well as the Blu-rays. So it's nice. You get some backups. And then you look behind. I mean, it's just the same art back there, just without Leatherface. Let's get him back in there. But yeah, it says 4 feature commentaries, blah, blah, blah. The Texas Chainsaw, The Shocking Truth, Flesh Wounds, 7 Stories of the Saw, The Tour of the Texas Chainsaw House, The Business of Chainsaw, an interview with production manager, new deleted scenes and outtakes, Grandpa's Tales, Cutting Chainsaw interview, outtakes, Horrors, Hallowed Grounds. So I think most of this was featured on the Steelbook here by Dark Sky, but this is just a better transfer, I guess. Well, it was until we have the new one, which is I'm assuming a 4K. There's also a edition where it's a close-up of Sally's eye, which is one of the more famous scenes in the movie. I think that's a Steelbook. I could be wrong. It could just be a 4K. But there's a lot of great options for this movie, but in my honest opinion, you don't need 4K. You don't need Blu-ray. If you can get your hands on just a standard VHS of this movie, that's really all you need, because it has the grit, it has the film grain. It just takes you back to that time, and it really feels like, balls to the walls filmmaking, doing it by the skin of your pants, and they created not only a monster for people to fear, they created a legacy for horror history in the form of Leatherface. Now, the sequels, not so much. They vary in quality, of course, as most of you know. But we're not going to talk about those ones, at least not in this video, because this is about the Texas Chainsaw variants that I own. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Hopefully I showed you some ones that you didn't know about. And like I said, if you see these ones, just remember they're the same ones. So don't get tricked like I did. Even though I'm pretty sure I didn't pay that much for either one. Maybe this one. But hey, it is what it is. At least I have them. So that's all I got to say. I'll see you next week, and we'll keep this train going. I got one more variant collection that I want to look at with you guys, and then I promise we'll do something different. Hopefully you're not getting sick of these. I do have more variant videos in mind, but I'll save those for next year or something. I don't want to burn through all of them now, but I talked about Halloween. I was like, I got to do some more of the heavy hitters like the zombie movies and Texas Chainsaw. Um, so yeah, I'm not going to spoil what the last one is next week. You'll see it when you see it pop up, and you'll probably know by the time you see the thumbnail. So yeah, stay tuned, and I'll see you next week.